The ocean is calm, too calm, a blue surface stretching beyond the curve of the Earth, hiding miles of darkness beneath it. And then, without warning, the sky changes. At first it looks like a star that doesn't belong. Brighter, whiter, growing, an asteroid the size of a city is falling toward the Pacific at nearly 20 kilometers per second. There is no sound yet, just a streak carving through the upper atmosphere, igniting the sky in violent orange. Satellites catch it. Radar catches it. Humanity has minutes. The rock survives the atmosphere. It was never going to burn up. It hits the ocean with more energy than millions of nuclear bombs combined. There is no splash. There is an explosion. The water doesn't simply move aside. It vaporizes. In less than a second, the asteroid punches through the surface and forces a cavity, nearly 5 kilometers deep. The ocean floor shatters. Rock liquefies. A column of steam and debris rockets upward, higher than Mount Everest, carrying seawater, molten stone, and fragments of the asteroid into the stratosphere. For hundreds of kilometers, ships don't have time to turn. The shockwave slams across the surface faster than the speed of sound and water, crushing hulls, rupturing eardrums, flipping vessels like toys. On distant coastlines, people see a white flash on the horizon and feel the ground tremble beneath their feet. Then the sea begins to rise. The cavity collapses. All that displaced water rushes back inward, and when it does, it has nowhere gentle to go. A ring forms around the impact site, a moving wall of water climbing higher and higher as it spreads outward. This is not a typical tsunami. This wave begins hundreds of meters tall. In Hawaii, sirens wail. Coastal highways lock with traffic. Some people run uphill. Others stare, frozen, at a dark line forming where sky meets ocean. Within hours, the wave arrives, not as a curling breaker, but as a roaring surge that swallows marinas, neighborhoods, entire districts. Concrete buildings fracture. Power grids fail in cascading blackouts. Across the Pacific Rim, the pattern repeats. Japan, California, Chile. Island nations vanish beneath a moving horizon of foam and debris. Ports that once handled the pulse of global trade are twisted into scrap. Saltwater floods farmland. Oil refineries ignite. Communication cables lying along the seafloor snap like threads. And still, the atmosphere changes. That towering plume of vapor and pulverized rock spreads around the planet. Fine particles linger high above the clouds, reflecting sunlight back into space. Days become dimmer. Sunsets burn red for weeks. Temperatures begin to fall. Inland cities, far from the waves, feel the second act. Crops fail under shortened growing. Seasons, fisheries collapse as shockwaves and temperature shifts disrupt entire marine ecosystems. Rain patterns stumble out of rhythm. Insurance systems crumble. Markets panic. Governments strain to coordinate relief across continents at once. Air travel slows. Food prices spike. Supply chains snap under simultaneous disaster in dozens of nations. It's not extinction, it's destabilization. And yet, the planet itself endures. The crater beneath the ocean slowly settles, a new scar hidden under miles of water. Hydrothermal vents flare to life around its edges. In the darkness, life begins adapting almost immediately. Microbes feed on the chemical chaos. The deep sea, indifferent and ancient, absorbs the wound. Months pass. The dust thins. Sunlight strengthens. Survivors rebuild along altered coastlines, marking new high water lines far inland from where the beaches used to be. Entire maps are redrawn. Some cities are never rebuilt. Others rise again with seawalls and memorials. Children grow up hearing about the day the ocean stood up. Scientists study the sediments left behind, a thin global layer that will remain visible for millions of years. A geological bookmark, proof that the sky once fell and the sea answered. If an asteroid struck the ocean tomorrow, humanity would not vanish. But the illusion of permanence would. Our coastlines, our economies, our sense of control over nature's scale, all rewritten in a single afternoon. The ocean would calm again. It always does. But somewhere in the deep, beneath the shipping lanes and the sunlight, the scar would remain. Silent, waiting for the next stone from the dark.